Good morning, everybody. Brooke with Mrs. Cog Hill Farm. And every morning when I walk out of this door, I just have the biggest smile on my face. And that's because these hummingbirds are still here and they're everywhere. And I wanted to share something with you guys that may not know this. It is absolutely not necessary, and actually it's probably not good for them to buy that store-bought hummingbird mixture. All you got to do is mix 4 parts water to 1 part sugar. Example, 4 cups of water, 1 cup of sugar. So for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hummingbird feeders, I do 2.5 cups of sugar and 10 cups of water. And while it's as hot as what it is, I fill them up every other day. And it just kind of depends on where you are. They won't necessarily be empty, but they will have started to ferment by then, and we don't need any hummingbirds that aren't healthy. Well, I could sit here all day and watch these birds, but I got work to do, and I know that y'all are waiting on something special to happen today. And I am too, honestly, because I haven't done this yet. I haven't done any cheating. This is going to be between all of us, and we're going to find out today whether the silky eggs are fertile and if they're going to hatch. I have seen some of you asking, where are my big dogs? Where is Dee Dee? Well, like most of the rest of the country, it is extremely hot. And that's no exception here in Alabama. With the humidity, it's just about unbearable out here, even in the early morning. But I got my buddy Bandit walking with me. He's probably gonna quit, gonna give up. But Dee Dee stays in the house this time of year. So she'll be back. I'd say I got my wish when it comes to ducks, especially mallards. I don't know how many it is total, but it's quite a few. Headed to the barn, and we picked up a follower. We got Rocky back there in the back who has decided to join us, and he may not make it all the way. They're smart boys. They stay on the porch and under the fans most of the day, and they know it's just incredibly hot. Now, I did not cut their hair this summer, and reason being is they just weren't in, their hair is not as knotted as what it was last year. They will let me brush them some, but they need to have a good blowout. And I've been trying to get a lot of that hair out of Bandit. He'll stand more so than Rocky will, but they just, I don't know, it's like they're tender scalped or something. They just don't want me working on them for a long period of time. All right, finishing up with feeding. Of course, these 3 are inside. Pocket appears to have already finished. She knows her name better than any animal on this farm. She heard me say Pocket out the door. She's finished up. She's headed outside. Got Peaches over here. Let's see. Peaches, are you done? Are you done yet, girl? All right, everybody else is finishing up. Goat's in their stall. Loretta down there on the end, I can see she is still pushing her bowl around, so that means she's not finished. Are you boys almost finished? Let me show y'all something I just noticed for the first time this morning. This is Ernest T. He is the white emu, and I did get that right. Sometimes I get their names backwards. But look at his toenails. So his toenails are white. I don't know why I've never noticed this before, but it's quite a shock to me once I did realize it. So him being a white emu, Opie over here is what they call a blonde emu. Nugget is a standard emu, just the brown color, but this being the blonde, he's kind of a mix of the brown and the white. But look at his toenails. They are, well, That's dirt, Brooke. That's not toenails. They are like a black-brown color. And I have never noticed that Ernest's toenails were white until this morning. Y'all may not find that very interesting, but I did. And I wanted to share it. All right, Ernest is finishing up. Of course, we got Jessie and Honey, the slowest animals on the farm, to finish eating. And we'll keep everybody else locked up until they finish so they don't have any competition. My gracious. And behind me, we have 4 cows. But that's not all the cows. We have 5 cows. There's one missing. Y'all can probably figure out who that is. Mr. Moody. If you saw yesterday's video, then you know that Moody is a bit under the weather. And I was hoping when I came out this morning that there would be a change. However, it's not. It's so odd just seeing 3 cows up here in at the trough instead of 4, including Moody. Of course, Matilda's over here with her bucket with her medication, her lubricant in it. And then way down there in the bottom, in the shade, there's Mr. Moody, the same spot that he picked to lay down when we first found him. Well, this is interesting. We have probably a 15% chance of rain today, but the sky looks awfully dark over that way. That would be towards the west, and you can see the rest of the area looks pretty good, but our weather usually comes from the west, and that has me a little bit alarmed. So I pulled up my weather radar, and you can see that little blue dot is us, and we do have some rain coming from the west, hence the dark colored skies. And here's what I also saw. That 15% chance has changed to 40%. So we may get a shower or two. All right, so while the cows are finishing up their food, I am going to take Moody a bowl of food. Well, of course, we all wanted to see him up and about this morning. And that's just not the case, but we're gonna keep on hoping that the antibiotics kick in and start working. And if they don't, I have all the confidence in the world that Dr. D will get this figured out and get Mr. Moody on the road to recovery. And I have been, of course, bringing him water. All right, big fella, I got you some food this morning. I see you still got plenty of water in your trough. Hey, big fella. There you go. There you go. I'm not gonna mess with him. I want to, my mind tells me I want to look at his hoof and see if I can see anything or any change. Because when Dr. D came, of course, he was standing up and he's been laying down since we noticed it. That's just the way it goes. But we're gonna get you back on the road to recovery, buddy. We are. You know, I know it's a good thing that he has an appetite. I would be a lot more concerned if he didn't want to eat and didn't want to drink, because that hasn't been the case. He's, y'all can see he's eating, and he will stand up. Yesterday late, he was standing up in another part of the pasture. He isn't comfortable, and we just got to get whatever is ailing him under control, don't we, buddy? All right, big man, you got it all, I promise you. You're all done. Well, I'm gonna come back and check on you in just a little bit. I'm gonna take your empty bucket back to the barn, and your friends are gonna be here in just a few minutes. I guarantee it. They're not gonna leave you over here by yourself. They want to be your company, and I guess that's a good thing. They don't want to see their friend down, and neither do we. The water's right there behind you. All right, Miss Mildred, you done with your breakfast? I know you're gonna go over there and keep Moody comfortable. I know you will. You're everybody's buddy. Want some loving this morning? Oh, you sweet girl. You got a little mess on your nose this morning. Yeah, got a little food left over. All right, girl, head on down that hill. All right, girl, don't knock me down trying to get out of here. Don't knock me down. I don't have anything else. You already had your breakfast. She just bulldozes through everybody and wants to go make sure there's nothing left anywhere. All right, how are y'all this morning? I heard Tommy gobbling. Everybody doing okay? Oh goodness, he's all fluffed up and talking this morning. Let's get my electric fence turned off before I enter. Oh yeah, everybody coming to get a treat this morning, including Tommy. Cheese, how are you this morning, buddy? Hard job taking care of all these ladies, isn't it? I know. Ladies and gentlemen. All right. Who's that talking? Who in the world is that talking? There's my new rooster. We're going to call him Copper. He's a black copper Moran, or Moran, some people say. And here he comes, over here near me. He's got a new name, and that's Copper. It's hard to name chickens when you have a bunch that look alike, but when you have one rooster that you can recognize, it's easy to give them a name. Copper it is. Thanks for all the suggestions. Spread some out back here. All right, let's go see how many eggs we have this morning, girls. There's one of my little buddies. She had to come check me out this morning. Cream leg bars. There he is. Copper. Copper's scared of a hen. That's a good sign. You see, he's just, right now anyway, he's gentle as he can be. Okay, girls. I got one back here in the corner. 2, 4. We're not starting out too good today. 5, 6, 8, 9. And y'all, this is strange, but the original nesting box, which is the one down there on the end, that was initially with the other two that, did y'all see that? Egg came right off the conveyor belt. Seems to be the box that they're laying most in. And Jason's theory of them laying in the first box that they came into may be proved wrong. This one is number 10, and y'all can see the shininess on it. It just came out. Who are you anyway? Let's see. All right, are you still in here? Yes, you are. Who are you? Ancona. Look at there. I knew it was a light colored egg. I couldn't tell if it was white or cream colored. I'm gonna leave you alone. You've already done your job. All right, so we're at 10, 12, 14 eggs today. And I can just about tell you why there's only 14 eggs today. That may sound a bit extreme to go from 32 to 14, but yesterday was by far the hottest day of the year. For us, anyway. Here's one of my little sweet little favorites coming for a visit this morning. Hey, girl. Hey there. Where are your siblings? Huh? They're so sweet. They are so incredibly sweet. I see them. Some of them are underneath. I don't have anything. She thinks that I'm bringing her a snack. It's outside. Yeah. We got 14 eggs today. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. And the temperature's not going to be quite as hot as it was yesterday, but we are still in those dog days of summer, as they call it. And I think just about everybody has been extremely hot across the nation. Just got to stay hydrated and take care of yourself and your animals. Okay, back to the barn. And if y'all know what that means, this is where the silkies are. This is also where Snow White, the peahen, resides. And I have been watching this situation for the last, let's say, 7 days, I think is how long that I've had these eggs in here. And it has been crazy to see the transition between the chickens. So you know the black silky, she was not sitting when I put the eggs down. It was Aunt B and the little Cochin silky cross that were sitting. Well, since then, the black silky has decided to sit, and Snow White is still hanging out right beside them. So, got my candler. I'm going to turn the light off. Hopefully that'll allow us to see a little bit better. And I'm going to pull the door shut in the front. I think the back will be okay. I may have some company. I see Bramble up here already. So we've got the light of the string lights, but they're plugged in, and I really don't want to get up there and unplug them. So here's what I'm talking about. There's a trio of chickens, and here's a peacock, and they almost immediately kicked 2 of the eggs out. I don't know if it's this one or not. I knew that Bramble was going to come. No, it wasn't this one. This was one that they laid. I'm not going to move you, Snow White. I don't think you're sitting on anything. I think you just want to be present here with your friends. Now, Bramble, I don't think you need to help with the candling of the eggs. These girls, I have to do a wellness check just about every day because they do not appear to be alive at some points during the day. They lay almost completely flat and go into kind of like a comatose state. They don't get up very often. Of course, they have food and water nearby. But let's see who has what. There are 7 eggs that I distributed between 2 hens, and then they have distributed those between themselves. So without your help, Bramble, we're going to try to handle the eggs. They are due to hatch this Sunday, which is the 31st. And I will be here by myself because Jason is taking Mary Carl to the Black Belt Birding Festival. It's something that's held every year here in the state, and they're actually leading a bird tour that people were able to pay and have a guide, which is Mary Carl, lead them on a bird tour. So calling for rain, so hopefully that weather will hold off and allow them to have a fun weekend. But enough of that. Enough of that. I just hope I can do this without Bramble's help. All right, girls. Let's see. How many do you have? How many do you have? You don't have any. You're just over here waiting on them to hatch so you can be a mama. Let's see here. Sylvester is coming up behind me. All right, girl. I'm going to give them right back to you. Oh, yeah, you got the majority. Okay, so I'm smelling something that doesn't smell real good. Come on, let's see some movement. I see a chick in there. Oh, yeah. I hope that showed up. All right, that one's definitely alive. So we're going to put it back under her. I'm just going to move these out of the way for a second. So she had 5 of the 7. All right, number 2. I know, Bramble. I'm going to love on you in a minute, baby. Get back. This one I'm not feeling good about. No, no. Bramble. I don't feel too good about that one. I'm not going to take it yet. But... all right, let's see. Number 3. I see a body. I just need to see some movement. Come on. All right, so far, one that I know is alive. And for all I know, this is the two that they kicked out. I don't know. Get that one back under you, girl. Come on. Come on. Bramble thinks I'm calling him every time I say come on. All right, that one's not moving either. All right, let's see here. Oh yeah, this one's pecking away. This one is pecking away. Bramble, I think you're doing a good thing by being the backdrop because it's making it show up a little better. All right, this one's good. So we got 2 out of those 5 that we see movement in. All right, Miss Aunt B, how many do you have? Got 1. That makes number 6. Where's number 7? Bramble. So I only see movement in 2. Let's see, girl, where's that last one? Y'all have probably gotten them so mixed up. We're going to do a count again. So she's got 1. And you've got 5. That makes 6. And I know good and well I put 7 eggs in here. Snow White, are you sitting on an egg? This one is the one that a Silky laid. Do you have an egg up under you, girl? Oh, there it is, y'all. She's sitting on it, but she wasn't doing a very good job. It's kind of cold. I don't have good feelings about this. I do not have a good feeling about this. No. No, not at all. You can see that it started developing and then it stopped. So maybe this is one of the ones that the hens had pushed out and Snow White decided to grab it and sit with them. I'm going to give it back to her. But as soon as the chicks hatch, looks like 2 of them will be successful, at least 2, maybe more. They can all 4 hens, and probably Bramble too, raise these chicks. This is exciting. If 2 hatch, I will be very pleased. Very pleased. That's what I wanted initially. I asked Miss Penny if I could purchase a couple of eggs, and she had 7 in the incubator that were due to hatch at the same time. And so she said she would like for me to take all 7 of those. So I did, and now I'm glad I did, because if I had taken 2, you know, those 2 might have gotten pushed out and they might have ended up on one of their own. But exciting times ahead. I feel good about those 2 that are pecking, and who knows, we may end up having more than that hatch. But candling eggs is always one of my favorite things to do. But that doesn't mean that I can handle, you know, yes, why don't you do more hatching? Why don't you? Because y'all, I can't part with the roosters. I can't hatch a bunch of stuff if I can't part with it. And of course, a bunch of roosters is not going to be a good thing when you already have a couple of docile ones. You're going to have to find homes for it, and that's not something I'm good at. You know, we just try to do the best we can, and I know that if I hatch something, I'm not going to be able to necessarily take care of it forever if it's a rooster. So y'all, I am excited. And Jason will have a video on Friday. He plans to have a video on Monday if he gets back in time, Sunday, to have a video. And of course, we will update you guys on Moody, update you on silky chicks, and update you on life itself. So I appreciate y'all joining me today, and hope everybody has a great rest of the week, and y'all stay tuned. We will see how many of these eggs actually hatch. Y'all be good.